British politics might not be as fun and entertaining as American politics, but it's absolutely fascinating. Look at this. Boris Johnson is back. He's bouncing back. Boris bounce. Yesterday, people were shouting at cake and suitcase of booze and him lying. The next day, they realized, oh, it's Boris. He always lies anyway. So people had looked. I was surprised. People were so outraged. I'm like, you did know he's always been dodgy anyway. So I'm not really sure what you were shouting at. But putting that aside, because there's a lot of issues around that those days anyway, and it feels like decades ago. But the reality is that the support that is getting back, and as you can see in the graph, the approval rating is coming back up. Actually, it's gone back to the pre-Partygate days, and they essentially went down after Delta, and now it's going to come back up anyway, because not just necessarily because he's now been amazing. He has shown leadership. He instead of Joe Biden, he's the one leading the voice, the Western voice in terms of the Ukraine and Russia debate. Whether you agree or disagree what's going on with NATO doesn't really matter. That's just the public perception. Not just because of that, but because this guy, he doesn't know what he wants. Not even going to say he doesn't know what he's doing. That's obvious. I don't think he even knows what he wants. Does he want to win? Does he want to lead? Does he want... What is it? I'm not really sure exactly what he's doing, because he was exposed in 2020, since the first lockdown, that he either followed the government or did flip-flopping without being in power. Usually you flip-flop, you make U-turns when you're in power, because you're forced to change policy. Not when you're out of power. When you're out of power, you have the flexibility to do whatever you want, to just promise whatever you want. He came out recently, again, missed open goals. Boris Johnson was going down, he missed the open goal, and now he's doing own goals. So The Guardian, it's the article that came out about energy. So it's Prime Minister's failed energy policy that's causing the bill to rocket. So the short-term shock, whether you like it or not, is Russia-Ukraine. Second problem is successive governments, red and blue. Historically, all of you did two problems. One, you created these mini monopolies in the energy sector. After the Thatcher era and before the new Labour government, we had a lot of energy companies that were competing with each other, small and big. They were increasing every single time. Then you ended up putting it down to about 6. And then they all became mini monopolies. So you destroy the whole system. And secondly, all of you again, red and blue, in the last few years, all the subsidies for green crap and all the taxes and everything else, you made more restrictions. So you didn't really help actual energy security. And now, some of you on the left, and especially in Germany and the other countries, you're begging Iran and Russia for oil and gas, and you wonder why we're in this trouble. And again, this one. So when he talks about it's Boris's fault, it's not really that true. It's all of you. People realize that. People are not stupid. This other one, saying that Britain should do more to help Ukrainian refugees. I've been talking about this for the past 2 days anyway. You know my position. What more do you want us to do? Because, yes, there is one thing that the Home Office should just get their act together in terms of reforming the actual process, the asylum process, the legal routes, so that we could actually make it easier to vet and control the numbers, so we can actually bring people here legally, so we could prevent illegal migration. That has to happen anyway. And you could wish for that, but the Home Office are just completely incompetent. The rest of it, we are already, the taxpayers are already spending a lot of money to support Ukraine and the neighboring countries. The UK government are going there to help with the camps and everything else. We're giving resources and food, and also, of course, NATO supporting with other stuff. So I'm not really sure exactly what he's talking about, because when he's just ranting, people do not resonate with his rants, because people don't. It's an illusion of an opposition. You're not an opposition. You're either following the government or just trying to pretend to be an opposition party. That's why Boris bounce is happening. Boris is back, whether you like it or not, at least for now. Unless he does something else and he orders more cake from Waitrose. We'll see what happens. But we're going to come back. 6 p.m, don't forget, we are getting close to 6 p.m. now. This dropped. New show on this channel every day, 6 p.m. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi and we are the media.